제28회 빨리 갖다 주세요.
안녕하세요. Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Speak Korean. I'm your host, Lisa Kelly, and I'm really excited to get started today because we're going to be talking about food, my favorite. All right, let me introduce you to our guide in mastering the Korean language. Here is Stephen Revere.
I'll let you know when I've mastered the Korean language. I'm not there yet, but I'm going to try and help you anyway. I've been here a while, 8 years now, and we've got some panelists who have been here a little bit less. I'd like to introduce you to.
안녕하세요. 저는 미렴입니다. Thank you, Stephen, for introducing me.
안녕하세요. 저는 Jason입니다. I'm glad to be here again.
All right. Well, we've got 10 minutes, as usual, but we're going to go over some simple expressions, and hopefully at the end of the 10 minutes, you can take something along with you. Don't forget, repetition and practice is the key.
That's right. Use these expressions, of course, outside. You can't just get by on 10 minutes a day. We're doing our best here, but you have to leave your house, go speak to real Koreans, and practice these expressions every day.
Put it into use. Anyways, like I said earlier, we're going to be talking about food, and let me tell you, I love the food in Korea, and what I really love about it is that you can order pretty much anything to your home. And since I live alone, this is just essential because I can't cook. Right, Steve?
Yes, it is absolutely wonderful in Korea. Lisa and I have this very much in common. We like to just pick up the phone. If you're watching this show in Korea, then you will know that you can pick up the phone anytime you want and have wonderful Chinese food, Korean food, pizza, chicken, all of it delivered to your house in just a short period of time. It is wonderful.
And not to mention at any time of the day as well. They have restaurants just servicing for midnight to morning as well, and I love that. Anyways, let's go ahead and see what we're going to be discussing today in Let's Do It.
Let's do it!
배고파. 빨리 시키자.
난 김치찌개.
Okay, as you heard in the dialogue, we were talking about kimchi-jjigae, which just, you have to have some if you're living in Korea. What are some of your favorite dishes?
Personally, I like bulgogi and galbi.
Yes, you were saying sundubu too. You said you love sundubu.
Of course.
Yeah.
Sundubu is the best.
What about you, Jason?
I forgot.
I'm a bibimbap fan, actually.
Bibimbap. Yes. That's always on the airplane. Every time you fly a Korean airline, you get bibimbap. So that's one of my favorites too.
All right, well, since we're talking about food, obviously I'm getting pretty hungry, so we might as well learn that, okay? Pe is your stomach. We learned this. Please, I hope you remember this. And then 고프다 is hunger, right? Put that together.
배고파요.
Right. Well, you conjugated it already, didn't you? Yes. 배고프다. 배고프다 is the verb for to be hungry, right? 고프다. And then you take that and you conjugate it, and it becomes 배고파요. It's an irregular verb again. I know you think there's all kinds of them. Trust me, English is worse. I've taught it. It's much worse. There's many more irregular verbs. This one actually has a rule, though. In that section where it says 고프다, you get rid of the and then it becomes because 배고프아 is almost impossible to say. You know, we've talked about how you conjugate the 어요 form, right? 어요, 아요 form. You add 아요. You would have to add 배고프아요. 배고프아요 is almost impossible to pronounce, so it becomes 배고파요.
Right. And keep in mind that you can add the 가 after 배가 고파요, or you can just say 배고파요. Let's try it once. 배고파요.
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 And then something else we heard in the Let's Do It was 시키다. That means to order something. Also, it means to command someone to do something as well. But here we're talking about ordering some food. 시키다.
순두부를 시키다.
비빔밥을 시키다.
Great.
Very good. Notice we had a very important thing there. How do you know when to use or le? Yeah? 순두부. Does that have a 받침 at the end? Bu?
No.
No. Therefore, you use the, right? 순두부, and then we had bibimbap. Does that have a 받침 at the end?
Yes, it does.
Yes, 밥. So 비빔밥을, right? Then you just use the form.
Okay. And next we have the 갖다 주다. 갖다 준다. Could you explain that for us, Stephen?
Yes, it's kind of like the difference between asking someone, if you were saying, 주세요. 주세요 means give me something, please. Okay, we've learned this before. 주세요. And then when you say 갖다 주세요, it's kind of like bring me something. Okay, I would like you to bring me something. 갖다 주세요. So often when you're calling up to order food, Lisa and I do this all the time. 비빔밥을
갖다 주세요.
갖다 주세요, right? Yeah.
If you're actually in the restaurant, you would say just 주세요. Please give it to me, okay? You don't need to send them off and get it. So let's practice this, okay? We're in the restaurant. Ask me for something. And don't forget your 을 or 를, okay?
Of course.
Miriam, we're in the restaurant. Hello, what would you like?
순두부를 주세요.
Good. Jason,
네.
you're calling on the phone. Ask for something. Hello?
비빔밥을 시켜주세요.
갖다 주세요.
갖다 주세요.
Yeah.
Right, good. Okay, I think we've got ordering down pat. Now, just as a reminder, you can add a number in there, and then that way you can ask for 1 or 2 or 3. Okay, now we have to tell them where we are. And this is where it gets a little bit difficult because in America, we're going from small to big. And here in Korea, we go from Korea, then Seoul, then down to the smaller digits. So I believe Steve and Miriam have prepared something for us.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Yes, it's not our exact addresses. You won't find us if you come here, but
That's right. Fans beware.
it is our neighborhood. Here's my neighborhood. I live in Seoul, and I live in Mapogu, right? Here's how you would write the address. If you're writing the address for a postcard or something like that, you would put Seoul in front. Then you would put your gu, Seoul. Then you go down to the gu, and then you go down to the dong, which is even smaller. That gu is a district inside the dong. The dong is a district inside the gu.
Right.
And then you get down to your building number, and then you get down to your room number, right? Right here, 158-2, that is the building number. And then this is the name, Sogyo Villa. Sogyo is the name of the dong. They just took that and named the building after it.
Okay, and then we have finally the unit 301. Now, Miriam,
Hello. 여기 반포사동 신동아 아파트 602동 105호입니다. 빨리 갖다 주세요.
all right, I was waiting for that one. Okay, of course, 빨리, you can't leave out this in any situation here in Korea. That was very well done.
we may say 많이 배고파요. 빨리 갖다 주세요.
Good, I'm
Is that
really
right?
hungry.
Yes, very good.
good.
Very good.
Okay, now that we got that down, let's practice a little more on the pronunciation. It's a little bit difficult today when we're saying 갖다 주세요. Please go and get it for me. We have some glottonization. Ooh, big word. Okay. Stephen?
Yes, right here, because there is no open space, there's no vowel in front of the consonant, it comes up against another consonant, it gets kind of swallowed. The sound doesn't come out. That's what that long word meant, right?
Long word.
갖다 주세요. You can't say 갖다 주세요. You have to say 갖다 주세요. 갖다 주세요.
갖다 주세요.
갖다 주세요.
Okay, let's go and take a look at our flash animation.
Wrap it up.
With Lisa.
And Steven.
배고파. 빨리 시키자.
여기 설렁탕 하나, 갈비탕 하나 빨리 갖다 주세요.
주소를 말해야지.
배고프다.
We talked a lot about food today, and I'd like to wrap up by talking a little bit more about food. I think once you come to Korea, you definitely cannot forget Korea's wonderful food, and 2 of which we mentioned in the Wrap It Up corner. We had 설렁탕 and 갈비탕. And
That is
all my
good.
foreign friends love this stuff. It's not as spicy as the other stuff, but it's got a little meat in it, and the soup is just incredible, isn't it?
Makes me hungry.
Anyways, thank you for joining us here at Let's Speak Korean. Go out and get yourself some Korean food tonight. Join us next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.